Okay, so here we go. Let's get that context menu updated to include our opening of our icon maker widget. So I'm back in my CPP part of the project in Visual Studio here, and I'm in my HFX editor module.cpp. Don't worry about this other class here that I've been working on. It has no bearing on anything that we're doing at the moment. So in this file, we had previously created it, and so this is our startup. Well, here's our I guess our constructor. We have our startup and shutdown. So there's no changes there. Um, we had this one delegate here, and I don't think actually I need this one. I did some changes here. I think I can get rid of this one as well. Okay, so we have this delegate to our menu handle. There is no change to this add content browser context menu extender. That is all remains the same. No changes to the remove menu extender. This is the, so I've understand this a little bit more now too. So this, when we add this delegate and we call this create static on menu extension, what we end up doing is we create this extender, which is, which I didn't really understand, but this is kind of the whole block of the extension. Um, and and so like the part between two different separators in the menu. And so when we add that menu extension, we're adding that whole block. Um, and one change I made just to make it a little bit simpler or more easily understood was that I changed this to be more descriptive so that it reads better for me. Because this one, I forget what it was going to. It was um, something to do with the context menu, thumb, something, blah, 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 and thumbnail creator, which had nothing to do with what it's really doing. What it's doing, and that's why I called it my HFX, create menu options. And it's passing in these selected assets along with it as well. So this function, what you already have, I just renamed it. I just changed the value here and I changed the value here to be more readable. And the first part of this did not change. So this is the section name that we're adding. And then we had this add menu entry. This part is unchanged. I just have this whole big lambda collapsed here. This is the lambda that did the thumbnail creation, right? Because we're not changing that. So that is all still there. I just collapsed it for, because I don't need to see it, right? We'll just collapse that back up. So this part here is unchanged in your code if you've been following along. Um, and so that's the menu entry command for the thumbnail to texture portion. This is the part that we're going to add right within this same menu builder. And this is where I didn't understand it before. So, but this within a menu extension, we add many menu entries. So here we start off with, we go menu builder dot add menu entry, same as up here. In fact, you could probably just copy and paste those first lines. Location text, the button name, and whatever you want to call it. So I called mine Open Icon Maker. The tooltip this will open the icon maker editor widget in editor only, so that I don't know how you would get to it, but it's only going to work in the editor. The null F slate icon, because we don't have an icon to display for that. Um, and then here is our lambda that we're going to execute. So it's the same basically up to there for above, except for obviously the textual changes. So to get it to open our widget, we need to set a widget path. So it's a constant f string asset reference widget asset path. And now you have to type this in, and it's a text entry, so make sure your spelling is correct. And so game editor icon maker. So this is where all of your widget controls and your main widget needs to be located. And so if you recall, that's where we put it in our content browser. So game, which is content, right? And then editor and icon maker is the name of my U asset, right? And maybe I should I'll get that starting so that I can point that out to you. And then we have we need to load that asset. Okay, well, this opened up, so I might as well show you. So remember, content is game, and then here's editor, and here's icon maker. That's the entry widget that we want to be opening, right? So now, anyways, sorry, back to here. So we want to create a U object pointer, and we're going to say widget asset loaded. We'll call it that. And then we'll take our widget asset path and we'll do a dot try load. And now we'll make sure that it's valid. So we'll say if our widget asset loaded equals null pointer, then we're going to just write a log, a UE log temp warning, text. Icon maker utility widget should be in content editor named icon maker. And then we'll return out of there. I think that's, it's good in case we're moving it from one project to another, and we put it in the wrong spot or something like that. We'll at least get some notification about it. The next step here is we cast it to an editor utility widget blueprint. So it's a U editor utility widget blueprint pointer. We called it widget. And we cast it to a U editor utility widget blueprint. And we're casting our widget asset loaded. We do another check on our widget to make sure the cast succeeded. So if the widget, excuse me, if the widget equals a null pointer, then we'll write another log that the cast failed for icon maker. And then we'll return. Maybe this should be cast failed for icon maker, needs to be a editor utility widget type, something like that. Then what do we need to do here? We want to get access to the editor utility subsystem. So U editor utility subsystem pointer, we call it the editor utility subsystem. And we get that from the G editor, the game editor, the G editor, and we want to access get editor subsystem, and it's of the U editor utility subsystem type. And so that will return us the subsystem. And then once we got the subsystem, we can access, so editor utility subsystem, and then we want to access the spawn and register the widget. And then this is so that's the full command to load and register the widget. And then this just finishes off that menu entry um, entry parameters here. So the name none and e-user interface type button. And that ends the section for that. And then this all remains the same. So that's all there is to that. Was there some extender additional? I think we had to add. I think we had to add these three includes for that. So you'll need to add editor utility widget blueprint, the editor utility subsystem, and I I'm not sure if this one's needed, but I think it is. Um, because we're extending the menu. I think we still I think we still need this one. I'll try removing it. Maybe I'll try removing it because I'm not sure because I was trying a lot of things as I was trying to figure out to get those menus adding properly into the same section. Um, let's see if we build this. I hate including more includes than we need to include, you know. So it compiled, and let's start that one up. I go into my content browser, some meshes here, and I right click and see now in the past I've had this HFX custom tools twice because I was adding sections twice, not just menu items twice. But now they show up in the same area. I haven't figured out how to do these call out menus, which I think would be a good way to continue some of these. But for now, this is perfect for me. So we have our thumbnail to texture and our open icon maker. So if I click that, we now get our pop-up for our selected item. And if we select a whole bunch of them in here, and we can go and we can open it and we get them all to start to work with. So that is what it's needed for getting our context menu up for um, our editor widget there. So thanks for watching. Hope you're excited about your new icon maker. It's pretty good, I think. And I got a few other things I want to show you, but I will do that at the start of the next video. Thanks. Have a cheers. Bye.